Yo, what's good, guys? What's good? So, I wanted to talk about today on why smartphones is a trap. Smartphone to me feels like an addiction. Once you're hooked onto it, there's no real end to escape it. Now, I was cleaning my closet the other day, right? And I came across some old archives. I found my old PSP. I was like, holy shit! I hadn't seen one of these bad boys since 2005. But but that's not the point. The point is that the phone itself, like, it's nothing more than a massive hook to lure people in as well. Remember, remember when smartphones was such like this massive innovation, and everything on it actually was worth buying for. Like, I remember when my dad first got an iPhone 3G, how amazing it was, how cool it was. A touchscreen phone with simple applications. Like, the App Store didn't even exist yet. Let me remind you about that one. Like, people were still using flip phones and walkie talkie. I swear, Boost Mobile had like a walkie talkie style phone, like a radio style phone. I swear, every single father, every man I do, every single grown man I do have one of them, either on their waist, on their shoulders. And it had like this cool feature where you could use the antenna and you could actually communicate with people, and it was so cool. I don't remember the name of the phone, but if I do, I gotta, I'll probably put an image or something like that. But man, those were some pretty killer phones. I'm not gonna lie. Like, those phones on their own was genuinely was interesting. Like, you had to literally go crazy for them things. And then I remember the Psychic, like I remember Psychic had like their own phones, like BlackBerry had their own phones. They had the Sidekicks lined up. You had Psychic Slide, Psychic 360, and my sister was obsessed with this phone, man. Especially 360, especially 360, like flip and as well. And the phone had a typo, so it wasn't touchscreen yet. So like they had to use different words like LOL or LMAO. We still use them to this very day, but that's where it all originated from. If I'm going to be 100% honest with you, looking back at it now, I feel like smartphones back in the day was way was too balanced. Although today smartphones could do everything what practically what anything does, but smartphones today has no real meaning. I mean, outside from a few occasional hidden gems, but like I said, those are like rare. And I remember back when I was in middle school and high school, it was primarily it was primarily just iPhones and some occasional Android phones. But when I was in high school, you had a couple of Androids and iPhones. It didn't really matter what it didn't really matter what generation you had. If you had a smartphone, you was considered to be the coolest kid in the school for some reason. Even an iPod Touch, yes. I didn't have a phone until I was 16. During that time, I had an iPod Touch 4G, then eventually 5G, right? Had the fourth and the fifth generations. The iPod Touch fifth generation was way too similar to the iPhone 5. And people will go crazy thinking I had an iPhone. Like, nah, man, it's an iPod Touch. It was so small, so thin, so tiny. I don't have it with me. It's somewhere in it's somewhere in my closet. But looking back at it, man, I was like, yo, something about that smartphone really changed, man, really changed me. And when I did have a smartphone, I realized just how lame it was, because outside from just calling and texting, there's not much really there. Yeah, you got some cool features and stuff, but I'm really more old school to me. And when I don't use my smartphone, I'm just opening my awareness in my surroundings. It's not common to go to a train station, like your local MTA or subway, or on the streets, and you constantly see people on their phones. I mean, yeah, people use phones to take pictures, they call people and stuff, but hold on, give me one moment. Sorry about that. Had to take care of some errands. But like I was saying, right? It was an interesting thing. It was an interesting thing. But outside from that, there is no real concept with the phone itself. Like, yeah, people use it to go take pictures with it. They go, yeah, they go take pictures. They record videos and stuff, and listen to music. They do everything. We do everything on our smartphones, and I'm a victim of this too, man. I do this myself all the time. I try to just read a book, or I just do something else. Sometimes, uh, occasionally, because I have two of these things. I didn't know I have another one in my backpack. So that's why I was confused when I found this one in my closet. I will bring up the old PSP, right, or my old Nintendo DS, and I can't help that there is a very I can't help there's a large group of people remember this stuff. They would tell me their stories and the nostalgia they had for this stuff. Honestly, I could make a whole video about how this thing aged very well. Like I don't even use this for games. I just literally just use this to watch movies. Like I have like an entire like little set of movies I just casually just watch, or just a couple music, or just a couple of Qurans, surahs that I personally would read every day inside here, even even so. But that's another story for another time. I don't think this is the. I don't think this is the right. I don't think this is the right time to really discuss something about that. But I just miss the days when smartphones wasn't really all the norm. Like I miss the days when having a smartphone was nothing more than a necessity. It was something that you wanted, but not something you needed. These days, it's pretty sad to see that everyone just casually needs a smartphone. I get it though. You want to stay in touch with everybody, but not everybody wants to be constantly monitored 24/7. I was having a conversation with my sister, right? And my sister always want to check up on us to make sure we're safe. Now, I pretty much understand where she's coming from with that. But you gotta give some people some room, man, some breathe, some air. Like give them time to be alone. Not to be lonely, but alone. Give them time for themselves. If you're constantly being monitored 24/7, yeah, it takes a toll on the body, man. I've seen it happen. Seen it happen. It's not fun. Like I say, it was only my sister. My mom, my dad, not entirely though. Now my dad for sure, but my mother not slightly to a degree. But my sister, I'm always gotta tell my sister to back off. Like I understand that you're looking out for us, but please, for the love of God, you're not look like please for the love of God, like shit, like like she's 1 year older than me, and I'm like you should be looking out for your younger siblings who is like 10 plus years younger than you. Why are you looking out for me? I'm going. I'm doing my own thing. As long as I come back home alive, well, and everything all good, shit, I ain't got nothing to worry about. But yeah, those were just times where I just miss. Like I look back into 2010s eras and stuff, and I really appreciate those times, man, where life itself really had an impact. Technology technology wasn't shoved down in people's throats, and we didn't really have. Hold on, hold on. I thought that was something else. I got something. I got something on my because because I'm doing something on my other monitor, and I'm like I thought something went wrong. I'm like, oh shoot, but that I just do really miss those times where not having a smartphone, you had to you was forced to do something. You had to physically do something. Like it's so easy to just it's so easy to get hooked to your phone as much as you get hooked to cocaine, man. Like if you take 1 or 2 days out your day and you just turn off the phone and you just walk outside, you start to appreciate life a little bit more, man. Because there's a good reason why I like minimalism rather than maximalism. Having minimalism, you're basically limiting yourself to a degree. Now, obviously, my entire room needs complete cleaning before I can confidently say, yeah, minimalism. But I'm working on it day by day. I'm selling things online, I'm throwing things out, and I'm still doing the things I have to do. But that's just about it. Times were more simpler. People were engaging more. People cared about each other, even if they felt like they didn't. But at least they knew that somebody was there for them. We cherish memories. We cherish memories through here. But there's nothing wrong with the phone too. I mean, yeah, with the phone, we're able to communicate and we're able to stay in touch and we do a lot of things. It's just that the world that we all once knew had completely faded away, and that's just something that a lot of people is just gonna have to accept, regardless of how they feel. But I don't want to be out here for a little more longer. In my conclusion, smartphones can be good, but it also can be bad. You want to wield it. You want to wield it like a sword, by the handle, not by the blade. But other than that, though, just just be grateful for the smallest things. Breathe air. Put your trust and faith in your God. And remember, y'all, the grind don't stop till it stop. See ya.